Turn on your computer, turn on your phone. It's about to go down. One volume, one tone. Yeah, Charles and me. We're about to take you on guitar safari. Turn on your computer and turn on your phone. 'Cause it's about to go down. One volume, one tone.
Well, hello there. It's Friday night and time for Guitar Safari, and I played the wrong video to open up. Isn't that great?
We didn't do the do 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 do
No.
Well,
But,
sometimes you got to mix it up. Sometimes you got to throw a curveball.
Well, I actually played the video for last week's show, which was the outro video for last week's show, which is not good. But
Well, outro, intro,
Who cares,
outro,
right?
yeah. Who cares? Who
so,
cares?
Seth, how are you? It's Friday night.
It's Friday night, but I'm working Saturday and Sunday. So does that take the relativity of Friday and just kind of just take it away?
Yeah, but see, you're touching guitars all day. So, are you really working?
I molest guitars for a living. It's cool, man. I think mainly on Saturdays, I mainly will be doing drums, which is fun, except for being an old guy at the end of the day, your hip kind of hurts. But to be completely off subject to start the show, I really do feel that playing drums played a key part in my guitar playing along my journey, because it helped me better to really I knew what 16th notes were early on, and I knew you did too through your other music, but like as far as timing, which is probably why you can strum. I was very impressed when I got that strumming video of the song that I was playing, the whatever, because the strumming was so on point, and most people that are picking up an instrument, especially guitar, will struggle with that because it's the difficult timing. Mm-hmm.
Well, early on, the strumming wasn't so hot. Early on, I will tell you, the strumming was not so hot early on. But
it gets warmer.
It did take some work, but we got there. Thank you, though.
Who came through? Because I want to say that with the terrible show of mine last week, I figured everybody would boycott because of the terrible audio experiences. But I am sorry, and I apologize to the world for that, because here's the thing: you have a bunch of good shows that had gone pretty well on the Playing with Presley's for a couple, you know what I mean? And then you got to have one that takes you down to come back up. I guess that was terrible.
It happens. We have the glitches. We were able to save the show, and it was good.
The worst part is having me playing the guitar without the backing track, and I'm all into it, dude. I'm like feeling it, and all you're hearing is blank, plonk, blink, 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 blank, blank, and I'm like, oh, because in my ears I'm hearing like saturated delay and a bunch of and it sounds great. You guys have heard me play with when it comes through the thing, so what I'm hearing. So it's probably pretty funny. Oh well.
What can you do, right?
What can you just power on, dude? I embarrass myself on the daily, so that's fine. It's good.
Well, let's see who we've got in the chat, right?
Who showed up?
So we started off with Herb of Fireside Studios.
Herb not boycotting.
We go, definitely. Randy Crooks.
Not boycotting.
Unfucking believable.
Still undecided. He's just making up his mind. We're going to give him his time. He's just going to let us know. So.
I wasn't ready for that, Patrick,
right? What up, Patrick?
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Paul McNary and all the cats, according to the diagram.
Mm-hmm.
According to the emojis, all the cats.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Sorry.
And we've got Monch in the chat with us as well.
What up, Monch? Monch, who does actual, real, delicate work. He's a true craftsman. Mm-hmm. I'm not that. I have realized that I hate finishing guitars. I hate it. I hate it. I hate painting because I go outside to paint and everybody around me looks like they walk by and they're, you know, no one wants you to paint around this neighborhood because everybody lives too close together and they all smell it. And you know how nitro smells.
Oh, you could smell that a mile away, yeah, for sure.
Holy fuck. Somebody was like, what are they doing? And I was like, I'm painting the guitar. Because I'm not trying to hide it. I'm painting one at a time, which I don't think they can arrest you for on your own property. It's probably not illegal. It's probably a touchy area for me to be doing it with a Presley custom, son. That's probably
So you are in California, so
anything in California, dude. Anything in California, unless it's done with oat milk. I'd have to be doing oat milk finishes to make.
Here in Texas, I could spray anything and nobody would give a damn.
No, and they're like, "What you spraying over there, man? I'm coming over." I told Sarah I was just spraying it in a box and putting the box over my head, spending my time huffing. Good times.
Well, why we diverge way off the track there? We've got Michael Krause in the chat. Welcome in, Michael.
What up, Michael?
Coombs.
What? Tone Master Ben setting up the Gretsch.
And Ben's guest last week. Ben's guest last week, Josh Chamberg.
What up, Josh?
Yeah.
Hot Rod Josh. Gluggity glug.
And that setup video was pretty good. Did you notice that the bench was slightly cleaner, Seth?
Hey, well, I mean, my bench is always super 8 feet out, so I'm not gonna a bench is a personal thing, right? Because I've worked with a bunch of different techs and different people have different and the best tech that I ever worked with had the worst bench of all. Like I would clean it up for him when he was away just out of disgust. You know what I mean? You're like, but I mean,
when you would come back, you couldn't find anything, right?
No, I wouldn't really mess with his tools. I'm just talking about like debris and shavings, shavings from because he would shape necks and all that stuff. So yeah, but I was trying to be a good soldier as well because when the general's gone, if he comes back and his zone is good to go. But yeah, you're right. As soon as whose tools were missing every day, mine, Charles, because I worked at the real shop 3 days a week, and I covered the San Francisco, which was like the hub of the intake and outgoing for the 2 days that was open. And so guess what got stolen off my bench in those 2 days, right? Well, right. Every time I would come back, and it was Saturdays and Wednesdays, I think. I forget. It's been a long time now. But in between all my tools would go away.
Well, maybe they were just migrating to other benches to be more useful.
I was lucky in that the tech that worked behind me, she was super forgiving in the fact that she understood that my stuff always got jacked and that I was kind of unspoken. I could kind of just turn around and reach and just grab as long as she wasn't using it at that moment. I was good. And I had a pass there kind of because how it is when you want to explode sometimes because the stuff that you have brain mapped out to where it is just gone. And you're like, if I had that right now, I'd be done with this.
Especially if you're one of those guys that everything has a place.
Is that you?
No. but I know that. I know that thing. I used to have everything had a place.
Yep.
And then I lived with other people and I realized that nothing ever has its place ever again.
The boss at SF Guitar Works developed his style of what the pegboard should be, and every tool got outlined and everybody had that same outline, but that absolutely deviated from that to what really worked for you so you would end up moving things around and changing a little bit. But what he had developed was a very good outline for where to start to work fast.
Excellent. Well, we've also got Hip Metal Works here in the chat. We've got Steve Rezer.
What up, Stever?
Jimmy
Stever. Lick a beaver.
We got Jimmy Biter, and so you'll see who else.
What up, Jimmy?
Wayne McConnell is in the chat.
What up, Wayne?
And Trev Cemetery is in the chat.
Trev is probably the only person that noticed that Presley's trying to grow out his scraggly beard a little bit. I'm not going to go Trev. I can't go Trev.
You're not going full Trev?
Well, I can't. I don't want to scare the kids at school. They're already like, Mr. Presley, you look weird. And I'm like, I know.
Kids that age should be terrified. I'm just saying.
They are terrified. But I'm one of the funniest teachers because all I want to do is have fun. Yep. We listened to Cold Hearted Snake the other day just because. Sometimes you have to.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
We got Guitar Man 45 in the chat.
What up, G?
We got R2, R3 locking up with the WhatsApp.
R2, R3, locking nut. I did that without reverb, and that was pretty fantastic. You know why? It's because I don't want to mess with my zone, Ryan. I'm so sorry about your ears. I'm not trying to mess with anybody's ears tonight, and I apologize.
Yeah. You broke Ryan the other night for sure.
And I am so sorry because I've had it happen to me, and I was like, it's embarrassing, and it's okay to be embarrassed sometimes, but had a bad show.
Well, hello there, Martian Murray. Welcome in.
Yeah, Cold-Hearted Snake.
Keith H is here with us as well.
Yes, you do. Unbelievable. So here's the thing. If your brain is broken, like some of us, Cold-Hearted Snake is like a magical carpet ride. It's like a journey through 90. What year was that shit released? Like 93 or 94 or whatever it was. I don't know. But it was good times in America. I'm a cold-hearted snake.
And I know that Randy Crooks has been in the chat several times, but we haven't shouted him out yet. So welcome in.
What up, Randy? RC Crooks in the house. I saw a mini tiny little RC car for sale today. A mini tiny little RC car that goes on your desk. And I was like, oh, I might need to invest in something like that. It looked great. No, I'm talking about it really drove well. It wasn't like the shitty ones that just kind of go straight inside. It was oops. Hello.
So you just blew the whole show right there.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. I got the Joe Rogan approved microphone. This one, you have to do an ice bath with this microphone every morning to use it. It's a Joe Rogan mic.
There's more information I need to know. Welcome in, OU812.
It's healthy. It's good for your blood flow. It helps your serotonin levels is what it does. Also, what you could do is you can progressively turn down your shower level before you get out. Turn it down a little bit, do a 360. Turn down a little bit more, 360. Before you know it, when you get out once it's completely cold, you will notice a change in your daily serotonin output.
Well, one of the interesting things to me, Seth, is that as you and I were going through the week, we got the opportunity to talk to each other a little bit more than we usually do.
Yeah, because you rescued me from, came in and tried to rescue. You know what? Sometimes, Charles, I agree. The fire is just burning too much. You just got to go and watch. But you just watched, No, it's great. But, yes, we were trying to get a topic.
But we had several conversations around the topic, and we actually walked away with really different understandings of where we were going to go.
Well, I mean, I think after I texted you, I had, all right, so, okay, we're doing Guitar Safari, and we're going to go back on Craigslist and take a look. And I went back on Craigslist, and I was like, man, is Guitar Safari dead? I mean, maybe it's just in my area because I live in you live in a huge city kind of too, right?
I'm in a decent sized area. I can pull from Austin, which is a bunch of musicians anyway, right?
Right.
But I wasn't overly impressed because I went into it looking for. I had two guitars in mind that I wanted to find, and only one of them could I find.
What were you looking for?
Let's get there a little bit later.
Okay, we're gonna go there later, so everybody's excited.
There are two guitars like in the back of my mind that I'm like, okay, I would like to have if the money wasn't an object.
Right.
This is just kind of where where I would like to go. But I think maybe we should let's take a look for at the chat, right?
I looked for trans trem guitars. There were none.
There were no trans trim. Yeah,
No
I wasn't
trans-trim.
overly impressed at the local offerings. Randy Crook says he's not gassing for anything at the moment. He's still really in that honeymoon stage of that Gretsch 5220 that he bought, which is pretty sweet, right?
It's got it's got its own thing, so it makes you do that thing, and it's something new. So you fall, it gets you. That's amazing. You're enamored. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And then Unbelievable had a whole list, right? He's looking for another telly. He's looking at G&Ls. He's looking at the Fryette Power Station, anything LPD, another Parker Fly. And in case you were wondering, another Framers Panthera.
Jeez Louise. I mean,
that's quite the list.
That's a beautiful list. It sounds like a poem. It sounds like something that was hollered down the mountain to all the people. Hear ye, go yonder and seek, buyeth if thou might get a deal.
And Seth, that wasn't enough. He kept marinating on this idea for a while.
Okay.
And so he came up with this. He says, wait, one more. A Presley 75N collab.
Ooh.
He's still thinking on it. He's got some ideas, but he's not sure if we can actually pull this off. So now I'm intrigued.
Well, I mean, we know that I can take you from an A to a B, Charles. So maybe we'll make it into a B quality material. You're going to put an A++, and I'm going to bring the curve right down. It's a good thing the people around me are so talented.
So I don't know about that.
No, here's the thing is I'm really good at setups. When it comes down to the finals, doing the bone nut, setting that thing up, making sure that it's like tip top playing, ready to go. That's my deal. And we'll get it together. I mean, I was actually thinking about you when I was doing the painting on this, doing like the third coat of clear on it. I was like, I hate spraying clear. I hate running because I do it in a janky way. I got to run outside. I put on my little stoop, not even a real mask, barely saving me, but at least means I don't inhale directly.
No, you can't spray that. You need a respirator to spray what you're spraying, bud.
Well, no, here's what you do. You wait for the wind. You wait. No, I'm not even shitting you, Charles. You wait for the wind, and you know which direction. As long as the wind is going away from you, you wait, and you're like, here it comes. Here it comes. It makes painting. That's probably why I hate painting a lot more, because you got to wait for the wind. But you're waiting, and then as soon as it comes, you hear it feel on the back of your ears. You go, and you give it a little. Actually, I'm sorry. I am more accurate about that. I do it about 8 inches, and I go very smooth. I'll start the spray over here, so it's not near. And I go, and I'm holding my breath the whole time, and then I'm watching all the stuff go that way, and then I'll do a big breath, clean air. I got the mask on, and so that's my method, brother. And so now you know why I've got my brain cells missing.
Oh yeah. Well, it explains a lot.
And now it all makes sense, right? No, but I don't paint much. When was the last time I painted a guitar?
This is true.
I can't remember. It might have been yesterday, but I burned too many brain cells because of the paint. I think I've been painting a lot, but we don't know. No, I'm kidding. It's been a long time.
Well, Patrick Trites has an intriguing idea, a vintage Dean Cadillac, which is, I can get along with that idea.
Anything vintage Dean is probably a kind of good idea because they're in a place now. They're almost famous for their lawsuits. You get like the most lawsuited era or whatever it is guitar, and it's going to be a good bet, right? Because they're cool and they got killer pickups in them, and they're made to squeal and respect walk.
Well, what do you think that Michael Krause got his eye on?
Michael Krause. I don't know. Maybe a hardtail Strat? Way different. I don't know.
He is pulling it out the box here. He wants a Jazzmaster.
Yeah, that's a hardtail Strat.
Yeah, but just in the offset. In the offset.
It's offset and it might have a trim, but they do make hardtail Jazzmaster. That's amazing. Yeah, I think Jazzmaster pickups are another thing that do a special thing. They're a beautiful sound. They're a jangly, full, um, you know. Oh, I got a text earlier tonight from Deliverance Pickups, the guy that made those, and he was playing a set of ones that he made. I think these ones are going to be a little bit beefier because of the big pole pieces, but they sounded so good. So now I'm stoked. I think I am going to I'm going to save the middle pickup. I'm going to put in the neck and the bridge into the Mustang. So they'll be powerful. It'll be cool. And I was wondering, should I do? I don't think I'm going to drill through the body and do ferrules. I think I'm just going to mount the bridge and do the string through bridge.
Yeah, I've done that on the fabric top tellies that I did. Right, they're all top loaders, right? So, and I kind of wish I had gotten bridges that were string through and drilled through with them, because I hate changing strings on those top loaders.
Oh, what's your? Do you? I just have a little way that I do it. I pre-bend the string and poke it through in a special way, and I never have a problem with it. But it can be frustrating.
A fella could do a video on that, because it'd make it easier for people like me and Unfucking that have these top loaders that are a pain in the butt to.
Yeah. So like this much of a finger's worth of string, I just kind of bend it so that it sticks upward. So you got your string and then that part sticks up. So it's like a little bit of a hook so you can feed it. And if you do it just at the right angle and you get used to it, it's like a little swoop that it'll feed through and go right through the saddle. And you're like, boom. If you're going through a saddle, maybe you're coming through and going over a
these are
telly style.
So yeah, you're going through the hole and up through the saddle, and
yep, it's all about that little bend.
I end up turning the saddle sideways to get it through, and then turn the
and then pull
back.
it and pull all the way through. And I've had some guitars that were very difficult, and you can get caught up in it. But yeah.
So Unfucking says, to be fair, Seth, you embarrass us all on a daily basis.
Yes. Yeah, because guess what? I made 200 subscribers, Charles. Dun, dun, dun. 200 subscribers.
Well, kind of going back to earlier, and congratulations on the 200.
Motherfucking 100.
You'll be passing by.
You better respect. I got 200 people that'll come kick your ass. They'll come to your house. Or maybe they won't, but they might send you angry letters. Sorry. I'm excited about having a massive army of guitar rockers and my mom.
Well, Monch Monch goes way back with both you and I through the Tony chat, right? And so he, in talking about things, and when you were talking about his craftsmanship earlier, he had the comment of that you and he need to collaborate on a guitar this summer. So,
ooh, you know what we'll do, Monch? All right, I got it already. I've been wanting to do a headless guitar, and you could do either a little, just make it easy, dude, because you know me. Let's make it easy. A little inlay for the body and a little inlay for the some other part on the, maybe in the rosewood neck, and we'll just rock it out.
I am so far back in the chat, it is not funny. So forgive me tonight, folks. I am more than slightly off. But Unfucking says, what are you gassing for, Seth? He wants to know, what do you got on your agenda?
So when I go to Craigslist, I have a list of kind of the things that I search for every time. Parker, I put in Parker. I usually put in Mesa. I usually go and I'll put in headless, right? I'll go and I'll put in Steinberger, because I'll look for a trans trem that's a good deal. And then I'll maybe search Aria. I like Aria. Then I'll search, sometimes I'll search Ibanez. And I don't, I, over time, because I've never been a person of a lot of means as far as money buying stuff, like I can always get stuff somehow, but can't like buy nice new things, it seems like. Okay, no, what I am gassing for is I saw a Carvin. Maybe we can pull it up. I can pull it up a little bit later, Charles. Carvin flame top, but it's $2,000.
Oh,
And it's worth more than that. I think it's worth more than that. Or maybe it's only, I think it's $2,000, but it's so killer. And I like saw it, and it's everything you could ever want in a guitar. But here's the thing. I almost shut down when I think of spending $2,000. My car was $750. My e-bike cost more than my car, which I ride an e-bike. So I'm kind of a guy that like I can't have a $2,000 guitar. That doesn't, I mean, I do because they're my brother's Gibson, and my dad's Fender is probably worth whatever. And I got that really nice Carvin that came to me like Excalibur, but I can't buy a. But if anybody wants to buy me one, that Carvin is looking nice. Mm-hmm.
So Ben was saying he didn't have any gas, but he still came home with a Gretsch this week. So
I know, right, Ben? It just hits you, dude. You're the man. That's awesome. You pulled it off because you sound good playing that guitar, and that's the thing. It's when you pick one up and it plays right, and you feel it. And then Ben, through his little special sauce, got his little setup on it, and well, actually, a little more than little, huh? It ended up needing a little bit more, but he got into it and got it done. So.
And R2's been looking for that Washburn 4N Nuno.
Oh, I didn't search Washburn. Damn it. That's one of the ones that I searched.
I think he's been looking for that for kind of a while, too.
Well, Nuno's a good one to find. I regret not getting one that I saw a long time ago. Hold on. Yeah. I'm trying to grab something, all right?
All right. And Jimmy Biter's looking for a Schecter C1 FRS Apocalypse in purple rain finish.
Holy, that's a long list, but it could happen. Yeah. Hold on.
And Michael Krause is reminding us, yes, he's still looking for that Jazzmaster or some oddball Yamaha guitars. And so. And Jay Santiago is saying, howdy all, happy Friday. Cheers, cheers, Seth, and anyone else.
What up, Jay? Hey, who said that they were the 200th? Somebody said that they were the 200th one, and I missed it.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Well, that's how far behind we are. Look at that spot. Kind of came out, Charles.
It looks like it did.
Okay. For the most part, it's going to be good enough because it's going to be relic. Because I'm leaving that wood grain.
You're going to relic it?
Well, not relic. It's going to be light relic, like it was slightly dinged, indented throughout living in a closet, not like relic. I'm not going to make it look like it was played for 50 years.
Seth,
but it's not.
You know, I have an issue with this. I don't mind guitars that are naturally relicked, but you individuals that go in relic a guitar just don't relic it.
Wait until you see the end product before you start commenting. God damn it. It's only this far. You ain't even seen it yet. It's going to be cool. I trust you. Trust me that when it's done, you're going to say, oh, I get it. That's what you're. No, it's going to have a new pick guard. I'm not going to do anything to make the pick guard look old. I'm going to have the hardware look a little bit as if it had been around a little while instead of shiny new. And then it will that'll help to blend with the style of the paint, I think. Because it's looking okay.
Well, you know, if we want to get on Bo's side, good side, he's been looking for a famous Ackerman for a long time. So if anyone knows where one is, you know who to reach out to. So did you want to get this thing up close? Is that what you're angling for here?
I'm just trying to show the wood grain and how it's coming through with the nitro on it. It looks actually pretty okay.
Actually, once you get some clear on it, it's going to look nice. Now, before we've talked about some striping, are you going to end up striping it after all or not?
Nope, because I ended up getting enough paint on it with just the blue. I don't want to. I saved that silver paint for another project. Here, hold on. Let me hang this up so I can put my ears back in. Hold on.
All right, and while you're doing that, Jay Santiago wants a BC Rich Ironbird with a Kaler. And Josh Tamberg he's going to put the single coils back in his white telly with a 4-way switch and call it a new guitar. I like that idea. Telly with a 4-way switch is always a good way to go. And Herb says his wife is watching him, so he has to say he has all the gear he needs. He's not buying anything more.
Good call.
Good call, Herb.
Yeah, I've got everything I could ever need. Actually, you know what, Herb? That's why I'm saying that too, because I'm on the internet and my wife watches. So I got to be like, oh, I would never. Are you kidding? Our checking account is too sacred. I could never buy a guitar without telling my beloved. I would never disgrace the sanctity. Why am I still singled out? This is awful. We got to have. Where's my friend?
There I am.
Yay! It wouldn't be the first time someone left me at the bar, Charles. We're leaving Seth because that's what we do.
Welcome in, Doc. How are you doing? And welcome in, Edwin Crane as well. And Jesse Howard. And Jesse Howard.
Did I ever tell you about the dirty girl, Charles? The dirty girl that I left her at the bar. She picked me up and her car was hella dirty. This is when I was in my 20s. Her car was disgusting. And she was a very pretty girl, but she had a dirty car. And so we had a drink. And then I wasn't just a dirty car. She was also a bitch. And so I was like, oh, you know what? Let me get you another. What would you like to drink? I'll get you another drink. And I went pew, out the door and rolled out and walked back to my car and went home. It was great. It was a great night. Liberating.
I see.
Dirty
and
girl.
Randy is saying that gas always sneaks up on him when he least expects it. And, I think it's fair to say Randy does have an addiction. But
good deals
we're
make
on
me
board
gas.
with it because we want to see what's coming next.
No, totally. $300 guitars kind of make me gas more than $3,000 guitars. Is that weird? Like I get an E-art with stainless steel frets for $300 and it's a headless. Ooh, that makes me kind of like giggle a little bit. Like, but then I see a guitar that's $4,000. I know I'm not going to buy it. I like the lust after it, but I know it's not happening.
And Ben is chiming in on the whole relic thing. He says, "Shush, Charles, a fella can relic a guitar if he wants." Hey, look, I've got it. I have a belief here. I'm sticking to it.
So, let me show you a version of what I'm talking about, so you don't.
Sure. And there are a lot of folks in the chat that are very upset you're not striping it. So just so you know.
You're welcome to come to my house and help me stripe that shit. You know how long it takes? It's just a whole another 10 goddamn steps. And then you got to spray it. And then you know how much pain I'm already inhaling. But come on over and bring some. All right, hold on.
Welcome in, Terry 3Gs. And he's hopefully hoping to get another bass to replace the one he traded away. Maybe another guitars, but otherwise he's finishing and repairing what he's got on hand.
So this is what I mean. Does this look all danged up and relic?
No, it does not.
So just the bridge, right, has got a little bit of oldness to it. And the output jack has got a little bit of oldness to it.
Yeah, you went through that whole period where you were aging your hardware, right?
Right. And the reason for that is because that allows, you can go ahead and come back. Please come back. It just allows for the fact that if you do a little tiny nick, ding, scratch, bing, bong that happens almost all the time during builds or whatever, you don't have to be freaked out and now it's no longer new. You just do it as a
daily. And Unbelievable found a new amp for a good deal and then stumbled into a guitar for a good deal. And you gotta love that when it happens, right?
Totally. If you can get it for $250. I saw a good deal on a PV amp that was kind of Terry says, is this one for Amanda? It is Bartolini's, just like Ben. Yeah, this one was another one that I kind of built because I wanted a pink guitar, and then I saw the sparkle and I was like, ooh, I want pink sparkle. So this one is advertised. It's up, but
Okay, so Seth, there are two guitars that I'm seriously looking for and secretly hoping I don't find, because if I do find them, I may just have to buy them.
Okay.
And so I'm looking for a Chet Atkins guitar.
Oh, that's crazy. Those ones are like 10 grand, right?
Yeah, well, there's one locally here for 2,500,
Whoa.
and
Okay.
it's a Gibson Chet Atkins, and it kind of let's see,
Yikes.
it kind of looks like.
Damn.
Let's see, what does it look like? It looks like this, I think.
Ooh.
So,
Oh, holy Toledo.
so
2,500 bucks?
2,500, and I was like, it's a little above my $350 threshold.
You go there with $1,900 cash.
Yeah, and so it's in the back of my mind, of course. But the
Also,
other guitar,
that's just parking your money, Charles. If you get that thing at 2,500, oh, what we got, dude? We have some royalty in the house. 2,500 bucks. You know that you're just parking your money. You know you're going up from there.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, if you got a little bit of money set aside, that's something that my wife might let me do if I. Oh, so where was that listed, Charles?
Well, I'll be sleeping.
I'm just kidding.
I'll be sleeping outside for 2 weeks, but but it might be worth it, right? And welcome in, Tony. Welcome in.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tony, thanks for showing up. You sure did miss a good show on Wednesday.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. for all the wrong reasons, but for sure.
I'm kind of glad you didn't show up to that one, Tony. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. I played guitar for the first 8 minutes with thinking everybody could hear my backing track, and I was in the zone. So yeah, buddy. So, but you know what? Here's the thing. Tony, when he started out years ago, when I was first watching guitar YouTube, he didn't give AF back then. He just made his videos, and it's cool. That's why I kind of felt like we could do it. We could come out here and make our videos, Charles.
For sure.
Just be ourselves, which is totally annoying.
Okay, so Herb is give us an update. The wife is in the kitchen, so he wants a candy apple red Charvel.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I love his style.
I think he said Herb from Fireside Studio knows somebody who wants a candy apple red Charvel.
That was the way I heard it. Yes.
Right. I'm pretty sure that's how I read it, but we know how my reading with blue hollow flash. So hey Charles, how do you do the hollow flash? Is it just gluing down the paper and then spraying clear over it?
No, it's not even gluing down the paper. I actually knew nothing about hollow flash at all before I met Herb. And he was like, "Hey, I love what you're doing, but have you ever hollow flashed?" And he's like, "Here's where here's the material, here you get it." And he did a video on it. And basically, you're ironing that stuff onto the guitar.
Okay.
And in little pieces, and then it comes on and it kind of creates a design. There's an artistic, kind of bent to it and how you do it. And then I don't remember whether you spray something over the top of it or not.
You have to clear over it. Herb's here, so we got Herb here. So
Herb will tell us here in a minute, because he's not going to let me tell you the wrong thing.
I appreciate that, and Herb could always message me, because I was thinking about doing a hollow flash, banjo.
Well, if I'm going to say, go on over to Herb's channel. He's got a video of him hollow flashing a guitar.
I'm going to do a ukulele with a handhold like the Ibanez Gem. And I'm going to sell it. I'm sorry, Charles. I have stopped drinking recently. I'm drinking a lot of weed tea, and it's strong.
That's explaining a bit. That's explaining a little bit as well. Okay. Well, so there is another guitar, Seth, that I've been wanting for a while. That's in the back of my mind. So I want you to tell me, because you know me well enough. You should know what
I know
guitar is it and what color is it?
it's a Telecaster, and it's blonde.
That's not a bad guess, knowing me, right?
All right, but now you're going
But
into it.
go think my other passion in guitars here. Think Gretsch.
Okay, a black Gretsch? No. A Gretsch. I don't know. I don't know you that well, Charles. I'm just kidding. What is it? What do you want? You want a Gretsch?
It hurt, man. It hurt.
I'm not going to ask you to say what I want because that's such a hard hard question.
So let's see if Coombs can get it, because
all right,
he already kind of messed up because he was saying a burst telly, and if we were talking about a telly, he'd be in the ballpark.
You want a burst telly?
That is one of the things on my agenda, and the filter control is another one. But if we're talking Gretches, okay, audience, what does Charles want in a Gretsch at this point?
What does Charles want in a Gretsch? Nobody really knows. Doot, doot, doot. What does Charles want?
I like it. Cadillac, a Cadillac green Gretsch would be nice if but there is another Gretsch that is in my mind, and I would not say no to a Cadillac green Gretsch.
The Limp Penguin.
Terry's saying a fabric topped acoustasonic. Oh my!
Ooh, you're talking top of the line.
Mancha saying a 6-string sister to my 12-string. Oh. Okay. Jay, that hurts. It hurts.
No, it was the Squires that had the killer Hello Kitties, but the first acts had some really cool stuff, man. They had some funny stuff. Good call. Yeah, give me a first act for sure.
Wow. I'm surprised no one is really getting this.
Nope.
Okay.
No one. We're all stoned. It's Friday night.
I like this idea. Penguin. A white penguin. Okay. That would be good too. But the one that is gnawing at me right now, it's like White Falcon, yes. The one that's gnawing at me right now, the one in the back of my mind, is the orange Brian Setzer Gretsch.
Oh, okay. That's another super expensive one. That one is 10 grand.
Yeah.
That one is 10 grand. That's the one I thought you were saying first of all, because I remember doing a plec and a setup on one of those, and I was just kind of, you treat every guitar really well, and you have a method, but then as you're doing it, someone says, "Oh, that's a so-and-so, that one's 10 grand," and you're like, "Oh, so that one's 10 grand? Oh shit, okay." And then it just, for some reason, it changes but you just want to make sure you have the same method.
It's like asking Ryan if he wants a trans trim, right? He says it's too obvious.
It was too obvious. It was right in front of us the whole time. So.
And Jerry's saying, "Oh, Brian's hot rodded Gretsch." Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Michael chiming in with,
"Yeah, at least it's affordable." and I'm gassing over an E-Art. I'm like, "Well, I'm thinking about getting a used E-Art off of Craigslist for $114. And Charles is like, "Well, I got it whittled down. It's either 10 grand or 2,400. I don't know. I'm not sure which way I'm going."
Yeah. And Josh was asking what price range I'm looking at. There's one available local right now. That's not something I need to hear, because
Blue Sparkle, Ben says, "Hey, Ben, look, the Blue Sparkle's gone. A guy named Steve bought it. I think his name was Steve. And it went back over to Georgia. I think it went to Georgia. I think the devil went down to Georgia. The guy's playing it now." So,
well, Michael Cross has got a Yamaha SA15 that he'd like to get. Oh, Josh, don't tell me it's 1,900.
Oh, another thing I look for when I'm on Craigslist real quick is I'll look for classical guitars, because sometimes people were bailing out of a classical guitar that was been in the attic and they have no idea what it is, and it's really nice, and they selling it for nothing. So that's why I usually check that.
Really interesting. All right. So, what else might you be safaring for, Seth?
Other than yeah, I did send an email about a Parker Fly that the guy wanted $500, and is in San Francisco. So do you want me to pull it up? I don't want to pull it up. I could pull it up, but anyway, I'll just say that it was $500. It was in the cheaper Parker, but it's still a Parker. And I hit him up for the Craigslist punch, 40% off. I said, "Hey, I'm interested at $300." And he said, yeah, I would consider $475. So I get that. I understand. I completely respect that response, but I think that I wouldn't contact him back unless I decided to drop $400. But I don't need another. I'd rather buy $400 worth of parts and build a guitar, because I love building guitars.
Well, I'd like to think I'm maturing in this journey a little bit, because I'm at a point now where I don't have to have something just because I want it. And so now, now if I'm bringing something in, I want it to be something that is worth bringing in.
Right. I guess I should just be emailing Ryan these postings, because I know, don't tease you. I do it because that's what I would get if I was actually going out there to get something. I guess I could pull it up. Give me a second here. It won't take that long.
Terry had a good idea. He says you want a smuggler's telly so you can store your tea in it.
Yes.
And Unbelievable's always looking for another Parker. So
Craigslist Marin. Hold on. North Bay.
And Keith, I like the way you phrase that. Okay, that Brian Setzer Gretsch for $3,500. That's only 6 sets of 350. What are you doing there? You look like you're up to something.
Me? Yeah. I am pulling this up for our community. Give me a second. Okay. Can you see that?
That I can see.
You want to make it kind of big?
Well, you got to make it big before you bring it in.
Oh, well. I can go through the pictures.
Oh, here, let me do this.
Single it out, I guess, if you can.
Let me single that out and do that. That's as big as that's going to get.
All right. So that is the Parker. It's not a Fly. It's a P38. So I think it's made abroad, but it's a cool, Parker P38. Maybe Ryan can chime in, because Ryan probably knows a little bit. It's a bolt-on. Looks like a Wilkinson trim. It's got what looks to be kind of cool electronics. I don't know what's going on in there. Looks like an ebony fretboard, maybe. Oh, I can do that. Okay. So, and he was asking $500 in San Francisco. So for me, I was considering that. Right?
Uh-huh.
All right, I can close this out, I guess.
Well, Seth, this little baby here is local to me.
Oh, for how much?
600.
I like that blue.
I think it's interesting. They put a string butler on it.
Right. Straighten that string pull a little bit, or up to that point.
But it's the blue sparkle, which is kind of working on me a little bit.
Yeah, $600. You can talk them down to 5.
And
What
that's
year?
local.
Yeah, what year is it?
Oh, let's see. Do they even give a year on it? No. Purchase is so it's a Gretsch 5420 new. Purchase new, never gigged. Of course not. Most of you people don't.
Here, you stay on that for a second. I'm going to pull up the other one that I was talking about. The Carvin.
But it's pretty.
Give me a second. Musical instruments.
Yeah, the binding on those F holes really did stand out on that blue, didn't it? Yeah. Snag it. Josh was saying it's sexy, so
okay, right. Here we go. I'm gonna
do this. I'm definitely gonna need to leave this tab open because I'm gonna have to look at that tomorrow.
Here is the one that I was actually gassing on. This is my gas for real.
Oh.
Right. And here's the thing about this. It's a one picture Craigslist ad. So you really got to know, like, and it's $2,100, right? So Carvin CT6 loaded. I mean, look at that thing. It's got the 21 pole piece pickups. It probably has push pull. I likey. And look at I don't love Alaboni. That's for Shane. That's for you, Shane. I don't love Alaboni, but sometimes Alaboni is forgivable. And that's one time. All right, we can come back. I mean, right? Everybody's going to want to go and look it up now and try to buy that one. $2,100 on the Craigslist here in California. So. And it's going away, Charles. We're coming back. There we go.
And we are back.
Yeah. So what do you think? That was pretty amazing, right? That's something that's worth casting over.
Pretty darn nice. And for our buddy Martin of Martin and Lucas Guitar Corner, I was talking last week about a Filtertron Telecaster.
Okay.
And so he says, Charles, you need to really look at a Carbonita Telly.
Oh yeah.
And so when I was out there looking, I did find one, and I'm kind of digging on it a little bit too.
Has an F hole. Oh, not an F hole, but that's pick guard, like a Les Paul style pick guard.
Yeah.
And you know what guitar that looks like, Charles? Looks like the Tilly that I built.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, and that one's also closet clean, right? A little bit dinged up, but
But see, this is honest wear, right? It's like
right. Who's the maker? Who made it? What is it?
It's a Fender Carbonita Telly. So
okay.
It's a little pricey though. It's a little pricey at $775, but so we'd have to do some talking.
Yeah, $500.
Yeah,
$500, and yep, I'll take it, but not $775. I mean, is it in a perfect hard shell case?
No, it is not talking about a case or anything. It is just it's overpriced for what it is.
Guitar Man ordered a Kiesel. Sorry.
The thing that has going for it is those RTV Jones classics in it.
Oh yeah, well that's $400 worth of pickups right there. Anyway,
right there, yeah.
So Guitar Man ordered a Kiesel.
Did he now?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I think we're trying to figure what up.
You can't do it. I'm going to do it. You can't do it. I'm going to do it. I want to do it.
Right. So he ordered that Kiesel SH 550 a couple weeks ago, and
wow, that's beautiful.
So what is the wait time on that, Bo?
2 years. I think it's 2 years. Maybe it's not. Yeah, so much quilt. I know there was a lot of quilt in that, and they did go deep with the black in the staining, but I kind of like that. I like those I want the guitar that I spend a lot of money on to be dramatically good looking. You know what I mean? I want it to be like, this thing looks good. Of course, I know that that thing is going to sound good because I have a set of those pickups, and I'm have a lot of faith in the company that their guitars are killer.
Well, Ben was saying that Carbonita that I was showing it is a kit.
Oh, yeah, it looked like unless they did nitro on the Carbonita bodies, because it looked like a nitro paint job. That's what it looked like to me, because Poly doesn't relic like that.
They did that thing where they put a real a fender neck on some no-name body. It looks like
Only an asshole would do that.
Yeah. Well, so that's too bad.
I used to do that. Well, come on. I used to take a neck and put it on a really good new body, and I would call it out. I say it's a Fender neck, and it's an American Alder body, but not Fender. And yeah. Anyway, people loved them.
But that's the great thing about this community. I'm new to a lot of this stuff, and so I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, I realize it's a real Fender neck, and I'm like, okay, and I'm kind of looking for the things to check out. I'm checking boxes, right? So I'm looking, okay, it's a real Fender neck, it's TV Jones pickups, okay,
That makes more sense, because if the person kit built it with the real Fender neck and the TV Jones pickups and the hardware and tuning keys, bridge, output jack, pots, all that stuff, no wonder they're asking $775, because they're 400 in the neck or 300 in the neck and 300 in the body and 400 in the pickups. And I bet you that it just needs a plec. They're probably getting rid of it because it doesn't play right or whatever, and it just needs a plec.
Yeah. And so, that's the great thing about this community. We have that resource here of the knowledge that, we don't all necessarily have, right?
Yeah, you can send out a text. How should I wire this? Oh man, I can't figure out this. Or, this thing's stuck. Have you ever had that stick before? And usually you can have a few friends, you can get an answer. So it is good to have.
See, but this is one where, I could pick, if I could get that for like $350, then I wouldn't mind fabric topping that and make it work. See,
oh yeah.
Right. So,
also, if I see a Carbonita body, I've seen Carbonita bodies for sale before, that I could send you the link when I see one. For some reason, even though I know how much I hate painting, I have a bunch of paint, and I'm thinking I'm going to do another kit. If this one comes out like I kind of like the paint job, I'm going to build my little, cardboard paint booth so that I can do it in one spot without moving back and forth all the time, and then, do a couple since I got it, and then just see how much I like it after I've gone through the paint and the clear that I have. And if I hopefully have it out of my system by then.
So the question is, how many guitars do we have?
How many guitars do we have? I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The 26 that I can think of right now. Is that bad?
I have 18 I have 18 that are full time here.
Yeah, I got 26. Oh yeah, no, 10 of them are not. 10 of them are ready.
Then there are 3 that I'm hiding.
Ben lost count, right? I get it.
And then there are another 3 that I tell my wife are just projects.
They're always there's just a project. That's all it is. That's all. I mean, all these are, most of them are for sale. Actually, I got too many of them that aren't for sale. I actually need to make a couple of ads and sell some of this stuff.
Well, John Z3D 351 is in the chat, and he says, "Look, all right, that's it. Enough guitar talk. Let's talk about something else."
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. John knows me. He knows that we do about 4% guitar talk and about, what's the other percent, Charles? 96%. 96%.
96, you think?
Press the craziness. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's all the T's fault.
Do you realize it is 9:00?
Holy, we don't want to step on toes. I thought we were set up to do this. Should we do a teaser? You want to do a teaser?
We can do a teaser, but it's 9:00 and we've made it through a whole hour without an appearance from Sherman,
I know.
Peabody, or the Goat.
Because Sherman is up there. Oh, you can't even see him. Damn it. Sherman is up there.
There he is.
Hey, you guys, what the hell? This is a terrible cameraman.
So we were going to do the restring, but here's the thing. I wanted to do the restring and actually do the frets and the fretboard too. So we certainly don't have enough time to do that tonight. That's not going to happen. So we'll do it next week, maybe, unless we come up with a really good. No one gives a damn what the Central Time is. Jeez.
Thank you, Michael Krause. We've been waiting for it.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that all night. Charles has been. He's in rehab. I mean, sorry, not Charles. You're not in rehab, are you? No, Sherman's in rehab.
I might be now. Randy Crooks is heading out. He's going to go listen to some Yes Big Generator after the show.
I love it.
Unbelievable has confessed he has 30 guitars.
Only. I mean, plus one was about the perfect amount. So I get you.
Now, before I got you off track, you were talking about a preview.
Oh, I was just previewing that next week. I was showing the setup. We're going to do the string change. We're going to time my string change, but I wanted to also clean the fretboard, but since I'm changing the strings, and this is a rosewood fretboard, so I wanted to. So it's not like you can't do like a race really on that because you don't want to just string it back up. I got to clean the frets and the fretboard. So it's not a string change. How fast can you just change strings? It's
what you do is you clean everything up and then you time the actual putting of the strings on.
But that doesn't really count because I mean, I guess you could just putting strings on. I should be able to do that in under 6 minutes.
Yes, and Ben Coombs does have his Water Buffalo meeting tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Trev is going to have to host it. I will get it started, and a little bit ahead of time, and then I will try to transfer the show from me to Trev once he gets in.
Floaties floating around. So thank you to everybody that showed up. People came in even despite of what they knew that I was going to be here. That's crazy.
The 12-string change is coming. I've got some things going on in my life right now that I just can't do it right now.
Uneffing believable. How about this? I'll do 2 6-stringers. I'll just do it. Because I was looking around, I found one that definitely needs it. That one that's on the bench over there, the red, that needs it for sure. That one I think is the fresh string since I built it in the summertime. So it needs it.
Michael Krause is going to try to solder a pedal tomorrow, and there will be some supervision. So good for you.
No, you got this.
All right. Well, that is our show for the evening. Make sure that you, if you are a Patreon or a member of Ben Coombs' channel, that you do attend the Water Buffalo meeting tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Go and hang out.
That's 12 p.m. Central for those of you that give a damn about Central Time.
Oh! Don't tell them about the time warp, Charles. Because Central Time doesn't exist.
And we'll see how the rest of the weekend goes.
Central Time's a myth.
All right. So with that being said, thank you all so much for
thank you guys for hanging out.
Yeah, and we're gonna send you out with the right clip.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yes, because I can do more than one thing at a time.
Well, I get it. I can barely do this. I was lucky to keep breathing. Wait, I forgot. Okay, I remembered how to.
Come on, people. Charles and me about to take you on guitar safari. So turn on your computer, turn on your phone. it's about to go down. One volume, one tone. Yeah, Charles and me, we're about to take you on guitar safari. Turn on your computer and turn on your phone, 'cause it's about to go down.